Hello, guys. This is the Perpetuating Party of Patriots, and today I've kind of got a bit of a discussion video, and this one is going to be cartoon related again. Now, as you guys probably know on my channel, I do like Cartoon Network. Well, mainly the older Cartoon Network shows, mainly from the 2000s and probably 90s, and a little bit of the 2010s, but I'd say a lot of my favorite Cartoon Network shows kind of lie in the 2000s era and a bit of the early 2010s. And yeah, there's like I said, quite a bit of shows I do like from this kind of time period. And one that has really stuck out to me as me really liking is Ben 10, which is probably one of the most, well, I'd say it's kind of divisive a little bit when it comes to people who like it does get a lot of ridicule mainly towards the fan base, but it also has a lot of people who like the show. I am one of those people. Now, I'm mainly talking about as a franchise, and in this video, I'm going to be explaining why the Ben 10 franchise is my favorite up the Cartoon Network franchise. Now, is any one of them my favorite Cartoon Network show? Kind of debating on that, but I'm going to be explaining why it is my personal favorite franchise that Cartoon Network has created. Anyways, now on to the reasons. Number one, the writing is very fun. Something that I've kind of noticed with a decent amount of these kind of 2000s era kids action shows, I guess you'd say, is a lot of them, from the looks of it at least, do tend to have very serious writing. Some of them even, I'd say, take it too seriously. In my opinion, Ben 10 does not really do that, and I'm talking about it as an overall franchise. The original show, in my opinion, has very entertaining and very fun writing. Now, I know some people would probably describe the writing in the original show as childish, and yeah, some of it can be like that, but I think it's to the point where yeah, it could be more so appropriate for kids, but it 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 adds to a lot of the charm of the original series, in my opinion. And also, as the show goes on, well, mainly as the franchise goes on, ironically, with the next show in the franchise, Alien Force, the writing does definitely get darker and I'd say more mature, but there's still a bit of fun there. And I also just think they actually improve on the writing. In Alien Force, it is much more mature, I guess you'd say, and I'd say the same with Ultimate Alien as well. But yeah, that's basically the first one. But this is the first reason because it's not as important. But yeah, I think Ben 10 overall has very entertaining writing. Anyways, now on to the next reason. Number two, the action is top notch. Now, despite what I said in the writing segment about action shows sometimes taking their writing too seriously, one thing I do have to say is, I'm just gonna be honest, I love me some 2000s era action shows, and usually just action shows in general. The fight scenes tend to be very entertaining and very fast, I guess you'd say fast paced and ironically action packed. And I think overall the Ben 10 franchise has some of the most entertaining ones in the series. Yeah, I really fucking love the action scenes in Ben 10. Some of the most noteworthy are, well, one of the episodes is in the original series, Back with a Vengeance. The action scenes in that one are fucking great, in my opinion. They're very entertaining. And in Alien Force, there are two very good examples of episodes that have very entertaining action scenes. Those being War of the Worlds and The Final Battle. Now, War of the Worlds was meant to be the series finale for Alien Force, and yeah, I think it's pretty easy to tell that because holy shit, they went pretty much above and beyond when making the action scenes for that one. And the final battle, the now by the final battle I mean by the actual last episode of the show. Yeah, the action scenes again in that one are very have a very nice spectacle to them. And I'd say in Ultimate Alien, I think Ben 10,000 Returns is a pretty good highlight for that. But yeah, that's all I really have to say in regards to the action. Now on to the next reason. Number 3, there is a lot of very interesting and very entertaining lore. Surprisingly, a common argument that I've seen for people who don't like Ben 10 is that it is, and I quote, a very basic by the numbers kids action show. And the question that I would bring to those people is why? And I'm asking why because holy shit, there is a lot of fucking lore in the Ben 10 franchise ranging between multiple different universes, different variations of the Omnitrix and how they work, and yeah, there is a lot of shit in the Ben 10 franchise that I would say is pretty complicated and pretty complex, but also very entertaining to look into. I guess if you guys would like to check it out for yourself, I will link this video from the Ink Tank or Chiro the artist, whatever name he goes by now, and I might as well link his channel in the description too, because he has a lot of videos on Ben 10, and in my opinion, a lot of very entertaining ones, and really informative stuff. But anyways, that's all I have to say for this segment. Now on to the last reason why Ben 10 is my favorite Cartoon Network franchise. Number 4, there are consistently good entries in the franchise. One thing that tends to be unfortunately common with franchises that have many entries in them is it usually seems like as they go on or throughout the series, there tends to be quite a bit of bad entries, or it seems like for some of them, and definitely when it applies to Cartoon Network, in my opinion, it usually seems like the first show in the franchise is good, and then the reboots or the sequel series tend to be either worse or just flat out bad when compared to the original, or just bad on their own merits. Ben 10 is not one of those franchises. Now, the only one that I have not seen is the reboot, so I could be wrong here. I might have to check that out eventually, but when it comes to the ones that I have seen, which is pretty much every other one, wow, Ben 10 actually has a lot of very good shows, and tends to actually be pretty consistent when it comes to quality, when it comes to them. Where you have the original series, which is just a classic and a very entertaining show, in my opinion. Great way to start the franchise off. Alien Force, which is my personal favorite in the series, which I'd say is even better. They improve on a lot of stuff, especially when it comes to character development, and yeah, I just like this show, even though I think the third season is weaker than the first two. Then we have Ultimate Alien, which is also a very good one. I kind of felt like they expanded on Alien Force, but it doesn't have that season drop-off that Alien Force did. And yeah, I just say it's a great show in the franchise. And then we have Omniverse, which I'm not as huge of a fan of this one as the previous three, but I'm not gonna lie, there's some very entertaining stuff in it, and it tends to bring back the kind of, fun nature that the original show did. But, yeah, that's all I really have to say there. Ben 10 has consistently good entries in the franchise, and those 4 reasons are why Ben 10 is my personal favorite franchise that Cartoon Network has made. Anyways, I am the Perpetuating Party of Patriots, and see you guys in the next video.